The latest Pompey news, updates every day from the Pompey Sound news desk.
A swathe of fitness setbacks has undoubtedly been a factor in Pompey's poor run, with issues being concentrated in attacking areas of particular frustration. John Mousinho has cited the Millwall game after the international break as the match where his options will be bolstered by the returning players. And it's Callum Lang, Nico Schmid and Adrian Segicic in particular who the Pompey boss has cited as the options boosting his selection. With Josh Murphy also back in the fray after an ankle issue, Mousinho sees the quartet being able to shake his side out of a difficult period. When asked about players returning being able to lift his group, he replied,
"It's felt like that over the past couple of weeks anyway, particularly with Murph coming back and being such a key player for us. He's been an important player for us, and we also know how much of an impact Langy's had over the past couple of seasons at the football club. He was outstanding when we signed him in the middle of the League One winning season and has carried that on. He's carried that form into the Championship and been even better. Having those faces back, having Segs back and the likes of Nico to boost everything as well is a benefit. Having those three back for the Millwall game is definitely going to lift us and intensify competition in the squad."
It's a given, isn't it? It's a no-brainer that when we get those players back, we will have a better side. We will have a better starting 11. We will have a stronger squad. But one of the interesting things that came out of that quote from John Mousinho, I think, is that he points out that Callum Lang, in fact, is a better player in the Championship now than he was in League One. And he was a pretty important player in League One. He was consummate. But he looks even better playing Championship football. Now, why is this? Perhaps it's something to do with the fact that you're a League One player and an outstanding one. But when you move up to the Championship, you are surrounded by players of Championship quality, and it can raise your game to the next level. It's an argument that I think if we were to ask for a vote in the Pompey changing room, the first person to agree with that would be good old Conor Ogilvie. Am I right? This from Southampton's local newspaper, The Echo.
Portsmouth are set to charge Saints supporters £35 to attend January's South Coast derby at Fratton Park, with a £2,700 allocation set for away fans. Pompey have reserved the entire Milton End for Southampton supporters for the game, which is set to take place at 12 p.m. on Sunday, January 25th. This decision will force home season ticket holders who normally sit in that stand to move elsewhere in the stadium. Pompey are charging an additional £5 compared to usual away tickets. However, they have not matched the divisive £40 Saints charge for the reverse fixture in September. Saints will visit Fratton Park for the first time since a 4-0 cup win in September 2019. A similar £5 additional charge has been applied to tickets for those over the age of 64, £29, under 23s, £26, under 18s, £18, and under 14s, £13. The change will also affect home fans, as rules stipulate that the price charged to away fans must be reciprocated for home fans sitting in like-for-like seats. That means non-season ticket holders will have to pay the same price as Saints fans to gain admission to the Fratton End for the first league derby in PO4 since December 2011.
So it's interesting, isn't it? People in business will tell you, I think, almost universally, that pricing is everything. And it would have been good to have been a fly on the wall when it was decided what prices we were going to charge them, their visiting fans, 2,700 of them. And it seems to me that they've been clever. They've been political. They're making a little bit of extra money out of it. Not a lot, 13 grand in extra ticket money from the 2,700 Southampton fans paying 35 quid instead of, well, 5 quid more than away fans are normally charged. And also a little bit of extra money because some Pompey fans who are non-season ticket and who have to buy their seat at the Fratton End are also going to have to pay the extra £5. So maybe the club's making something like a total of 15 grand out of this. But what they're also able to do is acquire bragging rights, because when the Southampton Echo said that the prices charged by Southampton to visiting Pompey fans for the derby at St Mary's was divisive, what they were effectively saying, that's a camouflaged way of saying that Southampton decided to screw every last little penny they could out of the Pompey fans, and Pompey have not reciprocated. So we make a little bit of money as a club, not a lot, a little bit, and every little helps. But also we didn't do the dirty on the Southampton fans in the way that you could construe Southampton Football Club did to travelling Pompey fans. So that's a win-win situation. So well done everybody at Fratton Park. Can't wait for the game, can you?
Pompey Academy returned to winning ways in fine fashion as they thrashed Forest Green 6-0 at Copner Road. They took an early lead in the Youth Alliance League contest when Alicia Popper converted a cross from Nathaniel Kioma. And the goals kept coming, with Dane Bailey and Kyron Sylvanus both capitalising on deliveries from the left. Sylvanus then rounded the keeper to increase the advantage before Bo Mullins scored from the spot following a foul on Chioma. Substitute Osaforhin wrapped up the rout in the second half after cutting inside from the right and finding the net. Lead professional development phase coach Sam Hudson said, "It was nice to secure such a convincing win, and we were 4-0 up after just 20 minutes. A couple of those goals came from our press, which was particularly pleasing because we'd seen how our opponents play and knew if we tracked properly, we'd be able to punish them. There was a lot of good forward passing and we were able to hit our 2 number 9s on plenty of occasions. It's always the case that scoring early gives you a boost of confidence and we were so clinical to continue building momentum. Forest Green hit the post when it was only 1-0 and so that could have been a pivotal moment, but the fact was that they only had 2 attempts in the whole game. It was pretty much one-way traffic from that moment on, and we had 62 final third entries, 31 crosses and 36 shots. That pretty much tells the story of how the match went. We took complete control and they eventually switched to a back 5, so it was a case of us managing the ball and trying to stay patient. One thing we want to focus on for the next time we come up against a side playing a low block is to probe more through the middle so we have a bit more variety in our attacks. But I was delighted with the way we performed and how much we played on the front foot to score 6 goals, while also keeping a clean sheet.
So several quick things. First of all, well done. 6-0 is a proper victory. I always think 6-0 is about the most satisfying score in football. 7 or more suggests that it was an unequal contest of some sort. But they're more or less ranked alongside us, and beating them 6-0 is a powerful result. So well done there. Second thing I hear Sam talking about, next time we come up against a side playing a low block. I expect, dear listener, you know exactly what a low block is, but I'm a little bit all at sea on that one. I'll have to look it up, and I will. I may not bother you with it, but it'll at least satisfy myself. And the other thing is, it's very impressive, if intriguing, that Sam had access to all those statistics so soon after the game. 62 final third entries, he said, 31 crosses, and 36 shots. And he says that's pretty much the story of how the match went. But it's interesting to know that the stats are available not just to the first team and no doubt the women as well, but also the academy are accumulating stats and using them to their benefit. So, all in all, a very satisfactory day at the office for the academy.
We asked our AI assistant for the background of Saturday's opponents.
Can you tell me how Millwall have been performing away from home in the Championship this season?
Well, their away form this season has been pretty middle of the road. They've had a fair share of wins, draws, and losses on the road, which means they haven't exactly been standout travelers, but they've held their own.
How have they been doing in the league in the last 2 or 3 seasons?
In the last few seasons, they've been pretty consistent in the Championship. They've hovered around mid-table, finishing somewhere between the upper mid-table spots and just outside the playoffs. So overall, they've been solid, but not quite breaking into the top tier.
How much money did they spend buying players on the transfer market during the summer of 2025?
So in summer 2025, Millwall spent about £5 million on Josh Coburn and brought in a couple of others like Zach Sturge. They also sold a few players, and overall their net spend was roughly around £2 million.
Whereabouts do they play their home games these days?
They still play their home games at the Den, which has been their home ground for quite a while. So nothing's changed there.
What was the average attendance at the Den last season?
Last season, the average attendance at the Den was about 15,490 people per match.
And what are the colours of their away kit?
Their away kit is traditionally a yellow or a sort of gold color, usually with some navy or blue detailing. So they keep it pretty classic.
And how many goals have they scored so far this season, and how many goals have they conceded?
So up to now this season, Millwall have scored 17 goals and conceded 20 in the league.
OK, thanks. Who do you want to win, Pompey or Millwall?
Well, I'm neutral, of course, but knowing you're a Portsmouth fan, I'm definitely rooting for a good day for Pompey. Let's hope they come out on top.
Ah, nice one. Talk soon. Cheers.
Cheers. Talk soon and enjoy the match when it comes around.
That was Pompey Sound's Tommy Boyd in conversation with our studio AI assistant.
And between you, me and the gatepost, dear Pompey Sound listener, our co-owner, Duncan Barkas, hates AI with every fibre, every molecule, every cell of his considerable being. But it's coming. It's the coming thing. We're all going to be using it very, very soon. It's going to make our lives that much more convenient. I nearly said inconvenient. Whether it's going to replace everybody's jobs or not, that's a matter for a discussion elsewhere. Going back to what it told us about Millwall, they're solid, but unspectacular. They'll be happy with the draw at Fratton Park. So let's see whether we can go one better and beat them by a single goal. That would be about right, and that would certainly do us.